Hey everyone! Welcome to my channel. Before you start reading, hit subscribe real quick. Your support fuels my stories. I'm Emily Chen. I am 35 years old. I live in San Francisco's Mission District, in a cozy 2-bedroom apartment, with my husband Mike. We've been married for 8 good years. We met in college at UC Berkeley. He was the quiet engineering major, always fixing my old laptop for me. He had that steady, reliable smile. I worked in marketing downtown. Long hours, but it was worth it for us. Our life was simple and comfortable. Coffee runs to the local bakery. Weekend hikes in the Marin Headlands. Till that rainy Tuesday night, when everything flipped upside down. SF fog was thick and heavy. I took a shower early that evening. I curled up on the bed scrolling Instagram. Something small crunched under the pillow. I pulled out a beautiful fancy gift box. Inside was a soft pink silk robe. It was from that bougie French boutique in Union Square. It was pricey as heck, very expensive. But it was the wrong size for me. And the ribbon wrap looked tampered with, like it had been opened and snuck back in. A chill hit me hard and fast. Mike stepped out of the bathroom. He was towel dried and saw the box in my hand. He froze for a second, then grinned wide. I picked that up on my sales trip last week. It is a surprise for you. Try it on right now, he urged. His voice was casual and friendly, but his eyes darted away quickly. I forced a smile onto my face. I shoved the box under the pillow. Thanks babe, I said. But my gut twisted bad inside me. 8 years of marriage. He never splurges on expensive stuff like this. Birthdays usually get me practical earrings. Or a new yoga mat for my classes. Why now suddenly? And why the wrong size? Rain pelted the window hard, like accusing fingers tapping the glass. I lay there wide awake all night. My mind was racing wild and fast. Is there someone else in his life? The thought burrowed deep inside me. I couldn't shake the suspicion. Morning fog lifted very slow. Mike left for work early. A small note was on the kitchen counter. It read, babe, meetings all day. Grab Thai for dinner tonight. Love, Mike. The neat handwriting was the same as always. But tears blurred the words for me. I drove to my office. The Embarcadero traffic was a slow crawl. I stared at the Bay Bridge lights. That fancy pink robe was haunting me. During my lunch break, I texted my best friend Sarah. We met at our favorite spot, Blue Bottle Coffee. She worked in PR nearby in the financial district. Her bubbly laugh always lifted my mood instantly. I sipped my latte on the patio. She gushed about her recent Napa weekend trip. Wanna join next time, she asked. I nodded, but I was completely distracted. Then she rummaged through her large tote bag for lip balm. A small store ticket fluttered out onto the table. Same boutique, same silk robe details. The date on the receipt matched Mike's sales trip perfectly. My heart hammered hard in my chest. Sarah, is this ticket yours? I asked her softly. She blinked a few times. Yet I grabbed something during a shopping spree. Why do you ask? Just curious, I mumbled. It felt like a strange coincidence. But my brain screamed loudly no. Mike and Sarah. They always clicked easily. She would crash at ours often after long nights. He would tease her about her cooking disasters. He often said she was fun, unlike my type A vibe. His words used to warm me and make me laugh. Now they stung sharp and cold. The drive home across the Golden Gate Bridge was misty. My mood was dark as the water below. That evening Mike came home with pad thai from King of Thai. It was our go-to comfort food place. We sat at the kitchen island together. He unwrapped the cartons enthusiastically. "Babe, try the basil rolls," he urged. I only poked at the food on my plate. Tears plopped down onto the rice. What's up?" he asked immediately. He set his fork down softly. His hand reached for mine. It was warm. I pulled away instantly. "That robe," I whispered. "It is not for me, is it?" "Whose is it, Mike?" His face drained of all color. He looked shocked and guilty. Listen please. It is a misunderstanding, I promise you. I bought it thinking only of you. Sarah helped me pick the style. She knows your taste better than I do." His words were rushed and stumbling. My whole world spun around me. Sarah, my ride-or-die best friend. Why was she involved? How long had he hidden this whole thing? I stood up abruptly from the chair. The chair scraped loud against the floor. "You two," I shouted. "What exactly is going on? Why the same purchase the same time?" Mike reached his arms out to me. I backed up quickly. Tears were hot on my cheeks. "Don't," I said. "I need air to breathe." I slept on the couch that night. The bedroom door click echoed like a gunshot. My heart felt completely shattered. 8 years of sanctuary. Now it was a storm wreck. I realized human nature is sneaky. Doubt creeps in quiet and slow. Until it finally roars with pain. Next day I was up before dawn. I brewed coffee, strong black coffee. The Mission District streets buzzed early. Sarah texted me for brunch. We met at Dolores Park. The tall palms swayed gently in the wind. Picnickers were nearby enjoying the morning sun. She arrived wearing dark sunglasses. Are you okay?" she asked. "You look wrecked and tired." We sat on the cool grass. I pulled out my phone slowly. I opened the store app screenshot. "Sarah, you and Mike bought that robe together, right? Why were you two shopping together?" She took off her sunglasses slowly. Her face was pale and serious. No, not like that," she pleaded. "I only helped him choose it. He called me from his sales trip. He wanted something special for you. There was a size mix-up at the store. We laughed about it later, that's all. The tag note was just her joke tag. He hid it under the pillow for a surprise birthday pop. He dropped it early by mistake." Words slowly sank into my understanding. A warm wave of realization hit me. Flashes came back to me. College quad walks. Our Vegas wedding vows. The flu nights he nursed me with soup. He was not cheating. He was showing clumsy love. I leapt into his arms immediately. "I'm so sorry I doubted you." He held me firm. "Dummy," he whispered gently. "Marriage means talk, not guess. That night we talked until the stars came out. The SF skyline twinkled beautifully. He shared his huge work stress. Project deadlines were crushing him. He hid it to shield me from worry. I admitted my own deep fears. Fears of aging making us stale and distant. Sarah called us later. We had a three-way video chat. We all apologized with giggles and tears. We were back to our old selves again. Our marriage got a fresh start. Friday nights meant ferry building eats. Oysters were fresh and cold. Handholds were tight and sure. Sarah joined us on double dates. Her guy joined our park laughs. SF Hills challenged us on our runs. But we were together and stronger. Doubt showed us the human flaws were deep. Suspicion poisons love slow and terribly. But open honest hearts heal fast. The thrill is back now stronger than ever. Mike got promoted finally. I landed a new huge client. Our life is on an upswing. 8 years of marriage was not a chain. It was fuel for our new dreams. If trust wobbles ever hit you, share your story below. We heal together through openness. Like and subscribe. The next tale will be epic.